Looking for the perfect Halloween treat? How about some delicious pumpkin spice fritters? Come on, y'all. Let's get it going. Okay, so in a large bowl, we're starting off with 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. All right, so now we're going to grate a stick with roughly 8 ounces of salted butter. And you can cut this butter up into your flour, but it's just a little bit better if you grate it. And make sure that butter is frozen. Mine is just out of the refrigerator, but for the most part, you want to make sure that your butter is frozen before you grate it. Okay, so now we're going to mix all that flour into that butter real good till we get a nice cornmeal-y texture, y'all. It's that time of year, y'all. I love doing a bunch of different fritters. All right, this is the consistency we're looking for. Okay, so we're going in with a total of 3 tablespoons of sugar. All right, we're going to be adding in 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now, you only see me putting 2, but I did put 3 tablespoons total. Okay, and if you hear somebody in the background, y'all, I'm actually doing my voiceover at my restaurant, and my employees are a little loud in the background as they're calling out orders. So if you hear that, please pay that no mind. Okay, we're taking that spoon and making sure we're working all that sugar into our flour mixture here. Making sure we get all those clumps out. All right, coming along great. So next we're going to be adding some ground cinnamon. And we're going in with just a 1/4 teaspoon. All right, we got to put in that pumpkin spice. And we're going to be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin spice. Okay, let's get that all mixed in. Very simple, right? Not too hard at all. Y'all can do this. All right, getting that all nice and mixed in here. Making sure everything is evenly blended. Okay, so now in a separate bowl, we're going in with 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. Okay, we're going to give that a nice whisk. Okay, we're going in now with a 1/2 cup? Yes, I'm sorry, a 1/2 cup of whole milk. All right, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That's a 1/2 cup of whole milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla going into these eggs. And we're going to whip this up real good. So now we're going in with some pumpkin puree here. Doesn't matter which brand, but I am using Libby's. And my baby's name is Libby, my youngest daughter. So that's one reason why I grabbed that particular brand. I'm a little partial to that name. Okay, so we just put 1 cup of the pumpkin puree into our egg mixture here. And we're going to just take a spoon and we're going to just stir that until we get it all nice and blended. All right, just going to keep stirring until it's nice and smooth. That's perfect. Okay, so now we're going to take our puree mixture here and pour it into our flour mixture. This recipe comes together very quick. And you're just going to fold the flour into our pumpkin mixture. And this is about how it should look when it's all done. And we're going to set this to the side and work on our cream cheese glaze. Okay, so we're going in with just some original cream cheese. Any brand will do. Just 4 ounces. So we're going to cut that in half. Making sure it's nice and soft. Because, of course, I'm not using a mixer or anything. I'm just, using my rubber spatula. So make sure that cream cheese is nice and soft. Okay, now we're going to add a total of 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1 cup at a time. So we got the first cup in here. And we're going to get that sugar all nice and mixed into the cream cheese. And if you're not using a mixer and you're doing like me, it does tend to take a little bit longer. So, of course, if you have a little mixer, feel free to use it. Of course, I'm just going old school because that's just how I do. That's just how I roll, y'all. Okay, so now we're adding that second cup of powdered sugar. And we're just going to work that till we get this all nice and mixed in here. And again, if you're doing it like me, it will take a little patience. Okay, after we got that all mixed in, we're going to add in a 1/3 cup of milk. And that was a teaspoon of vanilla. So into this mixture, that's a 1/3 cup of regular milk, teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm starting with my little spatula here, but I think I'm going to upgrade and go to a whisk in a second here. Because we want to get this nice and smooth. Yes. So just whisk away until you get it nice and smooth here. Get all those little clumps out. So I almost forgot my 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and you don't want to forget that. Got to have that salt in there to even out these flavors here. Okay, so that was my batter was sitting over here for a little while I was doing my glaze, and it's thickened up a little bit, and that's exactly what you wanted to do. You wanted to thicken up just slightly before we put in the pan here. So I have a cast iron skillet, and I'm going to be putting in 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. And I didn't show how I tested my oil, but you want it up to roughly about 350 degrees or just high heat. Once you put the I'm using like a number 20 size scoop also as I'm scooping the little fritters out, and you want to make sure you press them down when you're putting them in the pan. Again, the oil is on high heat, and you're going to take it to like a medium heat once all of them are frying. They won't take long, and you don't want to cook them on too high of heat because it will brown them too fast before the inside of the fritters are done. So once you get all the fritters in here, you do want to turn the eye down slightly. Just pressing them to make sure they are, nice and flat, not crazy flat, but you don't want them too big. Again, we want to cook them evenly, y'all. And again, that's a number 20 size scoop there. All right, so we've turned that heat down just a little bit. All right, and so now they're cooking on between medium, just medium heat. Not low, but you want to turn it to low more so than to high. So it's like medium to low versus medium to high at this point. Because again, we want to cook them, but we don't want to cook them too fast. I hope I explained that right. Let me know if I didn't, y'all. Okay, so they have been cooking for, I want to say about 1.5 minutes. And I'm just taking my handy dandy spoon here and turning them over. This would work better with a tongue, but of course, for y'all that's been watching my channel for a while, I use what I got. I use what's in reach. Okay, so let's turn them over and look how beautiful the color is. Got a little sloppy right there, but that's okay. I'm just going to scrape that on off. They are beautiful. Okay, and they're going to cook for about another 2 minutes on this side now. And as you can see, that heat is like medium to low. Okay, they've cooked for about 2 minutes, and now I'm removing them from the pan here. And of course, if you have one that's a little bit bigger, just let it continue to cook. No need to have to take them out all at the same time. You want to make sure they're good and done. All right, so I'm taking the rest of these out, and I don't have a wire. I'm not working with a wire rack, so I just got a little paper towel, and I'm standing them up on their side, kind of how I did my last fritters here, to make sure they can drain without being soggy. You don't want to just lay them down flat like that. They will be soggy if you do that. So stand them up on their side if you do not have a wire rack, and just using this paper towel method will work just fine. Okay, now you can drizzle your pumpkin fritters with your cream cheese glaze, but I'm just dunking them in there just like I do my other fritters, making sure they're coated perfectly. Making sure they're coated really, really good. I smell so good in here. I wish y'all can smell these, y'all. Now, y'all forgive me. I did not know I taped myself. I filmed myself coating every last one of them. So feel free to fast forward if you like. Thought I only coated 2 or 3, but I coated a little bit more. So I do apologize for showing the part that I'm coating all of these. All right. Thank y'all for being patient with me. So I have them all standing up here, all the ones I had in that pan, and they are coated perfectly, y'all. Smelling so good. They turned out delicious. Now I'm going to cut into one of these little fritters here so you can see the texture. I had nobody to film me. I had to film it by myself, so I'm just going to kind of cut into it so you can see it. Look how good that looks, y'all. It smells so good. Again, perfect for a Halloween treat, y'all. Good for Halloween parties, y'all. They are perfect. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you all try this recipe soon, and I will see y'all next time.